Hello Simmers, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to anybody who's new. So today I am doing a build that somebody tagged me in or sent me a message on Twitter or X, and it was a picture, and the person who originally posted it had said, "Somebody please build this for me," and my friend on Twitter, AllieRose2020, thought that I could build it, so she messaged me with this picture, and then I told her I was gonna do it, and then yeah, I did it. I was so proud of myself. I did it in like a day and a couple hours. I don't necessarily know exactly how long it actually took, but typically a build will take me on and off like a few hours here and there for like about a week. This one was a little bit small, but it did have a kind of a lot of detail. I didn't go crazy with the decorations or the cluttering, but it was pretty quick. It was a pretty quick build, and I really am happy with it. It's like a little wildflower cottage. I did it in Henford-on-Bagley. I started off on a smaller lot, and I did move it to a little bit bigger lot. I'm gonna have to look on the details of that, but it will be in the description of the video. It is already up on the gallery. I have a furnished version and an unfurnished version. Anyway, I think that I will pop up the reference image now. This is the cottage picture that was the inspiration for this build. And the picture that made the person want somebody to build it for them. And I'm really happy that I was able to do that. And she seems really happy with the build, so I really hope that she is. It does seem to be getting a good amount of lovin' over on the gallery, so that's good. It's a cute, quaint little cottage. I find it to be super adorable. The roof gave me so much trouble, and the reason for that is because it's a small cottage, and I knew I wasn't really gonna have a lot of room on the ground floor for any bedrooms or anything, and I did end up using the basement. I made rooms down there so that I could raise up some, I don't know, some live edit, or I raised up stuff from the basement and then got rid of the rooms down there, so I didn't want whoever was playing in the house to use the basement and then see that stuff while they were playing. I don't know, it's silly, but long story short, I didn't want to use the basement, so I ended up wanting the like bedroom upstairs, and it is only one bedroom, one bath, so there's one bedroom, and it's a lofted bedroom sort of upstairs. I figured, like I said, I didn't want to use the basement, and there's a cute little balcony upstairs, so I might as well have just done it upstairs, so that's what I did. But because of that, and because of how small the lower level was, the placement of the stairs, all of that together made it to where the roof really had me going, because I knew how to do it, but I wasn't feeling it. And to be honest, I think it was Saturday, the first full day that I spent like building this, I ended up giving up for that moment on the roof, and I just left it alone. And as soon as I started on Sunday morning, when I finished it up, it was so simple. I just did a couple edits on the roof, and I was like, well, why didn't I do that in the beginning? I have no idea, but some of this, when I'm watching the playback of the video and all of my clips, I'm like, what were you thinking? why would you think that would work? But, or what were you doing? I have no idea what was going on inside my head, but we got there in the end, and that's all that matters, right? Anyway, so I don't have all of the footage of the roof in because, to be honest, it was a little bit embarrassing because I know how to work a roof. Not as good as some people do, but it still is, this is not a good representation of the capabilities that I have while roofing. So yes, I did cut some out. It's not of any benefit to see that. I mean, I know it's nice to see the struggle because it will help show you what not to do. But it doesn't do any benefit. It was confusing me. I'm sure it'll confuse you, but anyway, so I don't know. I had a bunch of shapes up there and I was moving them. Then this roof was looking too like curved for me, but I ended up just leaving it and just saying it is what it is, because it's not horrible. I just wanted a more steeper roof line and less curved, but I got what I got and it looks cute just the same. I tried really hard to keep everything very, I don't even know what word I'm looking for. I tried to make it look very much like the picture because it wasn't an inspiration photo that I had come across. It was something that somebody really wanted, so I'm not going to change it too much and give them something that they didn't ask for. So I tried to be really true to the inspiration photo. So I tried not to deviate too much. And because of that, I had a hard time with the wallpapering on the roof area where like the siding is, because they have this Tudor siding, and I used it on one part of the roof, but I didn't use it on, I wasn't going to use it on, I don't even know how to explain it. So right now you can see where the Tudor wallpaper is on this part of the roof. On the other side, I didn't have it up there because I didn't want that full section to have the Tudor look to it, right? So the only way to do that was to put it up there, and then that whole triangle portion would be that Tudor style pattern. And I didn't want that, so I ended up creating my own kind of design with, I think it's Debug. It's a Debug or a Live, I think it's Debug. Like the wooden plank thing, the one that you can, so there's 3 of them. I think there's 3, but only one of them you can rotate with tool. So that's the one I used, and I honestly, I'm really sorry, but I didn't record it. There was some times where I just was in my zone and then realized that I wasn't recording, so that was pretty unfortunate. But you have a lot of the building portion and the landscaping and the decorating, and it's still a pretty long video, so I feel like if I would have kept in the tool editing of those pieces of wood up there, look, they're up there now, it would have been a lot longer. Not a lot longer, because I don't think I would have kept the whole thing in, but here's what I did. I maneuvered a couple of them in certain ways that I wanted it, and then I ended up just using tool and then Alt, Shift, and click to duplicate the design I already had, and then I moved them where I wanted them. The nice thing about certain things that you rotate in tool, they will stay and hold where you have them. So that's not an issue. So once you get things rotated, you can move them freely. Not everything. But these, in this case, I was able to do that. So then once I got one side done, I copied every single little wood plank up there and then put it on the other side of the building so that it was the same on both sides. The only bad thing about doing this type of design is that some of the wood planks are visible when you're playing. So I don't know if you can see right now, but there are some that are showing. I think there's like 4 that are showing. Well, yeah, there's like 4 on there, and I don't know, it's kind of annoying, but they're so small that they really don't get in the way. There are things that are much more annoying, especially when there's a whole bunch of them, but it's not too horrible with them being there, and it's also aesthetically pleasing when you're looking at the outside of the build. So to me, it's worth it just because it's not too horrible. I don't think I could have dealt with it if it was any worse than that. But here I am doing the landscaping. I wanted to make sure there was a bunch of wildflowers because that's what the image looked like. It was just so beautiful and overgrown, but not an overgrown, unkept sort of way, just a wildflower, beautiful garden. And it just, even though it looked kind of super unplanned, it also looked really planned. So I didn't know how to get there at first, but we got there. See here, I thought it was like I had too much, so I did end up changing it. And I thought I wanted to keep in that like wild grass, because how are you gonna weed so much in there? But I ended up taking it out just to make it look less overgrown and more planned. So I didn't think too much about the sim that lives here. However, I did put a little bit of thought into it. So obviously this sim would like flowers, right? So I did use that in a lot of the decorating ideas. There is a flower arranging table in the back. And then I also, on this side that I'm working on now, towards the back, I ended up putting a little chicken coop area in. I just thought that it just seemed like it would fit here. We needed some kind of animal of some sort, and I just thought the chickens fit the cottage feel, and I just thought it was a cute idea. So here, I was going to try to do like some tile, but I just kind of scrapped it and decided against it, and just kept the terrain paint. Yeah, I honestly thought that the tile just was too manicured looking for the landscape, so I just scrapped it. I think we're just about done with like the landscaping of the wildflowers. I was struggling a little bit with I don't know, I would do something and then erase it and then do it again, even though it almost looks identical to the first time I did it, but it ended up looking okay. I just want to note that I did playtest. I tried not to do too many custom things that may or may not work, just so that I could playtest a little bit less. But I did playtest, and well, that's odd. I just decided to jump there, didn't I? Sorry. So here, this is the bedroom. I don't have really any footage of me doing this. This is Sunday morning is when I think I did this. Because, like I said, I worked on it on Saturday, and then things just weren't working, so I just decided to like hold off on the upstairs and do it at a later time, and I'm glad I did because it turned out really cute. But anyway, I tried not to make too many things custom just because I wanted to make sure that what I did have was play tested. And like, for example, obviously this up here is customized. It's a customized bench. See, the thing with certain types of roof trims, you can see the trim on the inside of the building, and I was really annoyed with that, so that's why there's like a lot of like curtains on the walls, but then I didn't want just the curtains along the whole wall, so I wanted to make something to make it look like a statement, or a focal point of the room, so that's kind of what that built-in bench bookshelf type thing is back there. That's why I did that. Yeah, so that's where that idea came from. And then I think downstairs, oh yeah, downstairs there's like a little office area. It's right over here by the stairs. Right now it's a kitchen, but I struggled with where I wanted things placed. But what ends up being over there is like a little office area, and because it's a small space, I customized a desk. So I took a desk and I sized it down, and you can still see the desk. I did leave it. So typically in my own build, what I would do is I would make it so small that you couldn't see it. Just because I personally know how to get your sim to use the computer. If you do a custom thing like that, you would need to have them sit down first, and then you could click on the computer and have them use it. However, I didn't want to do that. So I left the desk to where you could see it, so you didn't have any issues. You shouldn't have any issues using it. And like I said, if you do, you can always have your sim sit on the chair first and then click on the computer to use it. But yeah, those are the only two things I think that are really customized here. And I didn't do a lot of cluttering because it's a small space, and I wanted to make sure that your sims could use every space in the house, and utilize everything that is here for the sim. So yeah. So yeah, if you feel like it needs more clutter, feel free. Put in there what you want. I didn't do too much decorating upstairs in the bedroom. The downstairs nothing really has too much clutter. The only area that really has clutter, and it's not even that much, is the kitchen, just because kitchens typically have a lot of clutter. But it's not a lot, it's just, some canisters on the counter, your paper towel, just little things. Now thinking about it, I didn't even need to put a paper towel roll holder, because the cabinets I used are from the new For Rent expansion pack, and the one cabinet piece I used actually has a paper towel roll holder on the cabinet, so I didn't need one, but it's there. Yeah, I used blue. There's a lot of blue accents in this build, because I felt like, so when you're looking at the reference picture, I don't know, I just saw blue. I don't necessarily know, like, I'm trying to remember the picture, but I think that there is blue bits on the exterior of the build. So in order to get that to come across, I used, like, for example, this blue door. The windows that I wanted to use that I have placed, they didn't have a blue swatch. I can't remember if I ultimately picked, like, there was like a grayish tone one and then a white one. And I think I ended up choosing the white one just because, I don't know, it kind of had like a bluey tint to it, but I don't know. So yes, there is a lot of blues because I felt like the reference picture was kind of like a blue and creamy kind of color scheme. I don't know. Yeah. Here I am. I wanted to go really cottagey with the interior, but as much as I love this wallpaper, that floral wallpaper, I wasn't feeling it for this build, just because, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. So I started out with the country kitchen cabinets, but I have a thing with the country kitchen, is it country kitchen? I think so. Country kitchen and the cottage living cabinets. I don't like the cloth. Like, the cloth irritates me on the counters. So beautiful cabinets, I love them. but I didn't want the pink. And thinking about it, like the pink probably would have been a good idea, whether I used the blue ones or these tan ones, because then I might have been able to keep the wallpaper. I don't know, but yeah, I didn't keep it, and I ended up switching to the new cabinets from the new EP for rent. I struggled a little bit with placement on like the dining room, the kitchen, the living room in this little bitty area because I wasn't sure how I wanted to have it placed. So outside of those doors, there's like a grill and a dining table. So I kind of wanted the kitchen and the dining room on this side more, but then I was really kind of feeling like putting the kitchen on where I have the living room. But I ultimately stuck with like my first train of thought and kept it like this. But I wanted some more cabinetry, so that's why I do have like that little peninsula type thing happening there. And I ended up putting a half wall. You are gonna see where I tried to like put in a full wall, and then I was gonna use like tulle to put a window there and then like make it super small, just so I could, instead of having like an exposed cabinet back, you would just have like the wallpaper. But I don't know, it looked funky, so I didn't keep it. I took it out, and then I ended up using like a sign on the back of the cabinetry, so I don't know, maybe they used their Cricut to cut out some letters and put them on the cabinets as like like an art piece, right? And then I ended up hanging those dried flowers from the cabinets there and putting some of the rope lights, or what are they? What'd you call them? Anyway, they're like little lights, like fairy light type things that hang, and I hang them from the cabinets up there. And I just think it looks super cute and super country, and it totally fits. What cabinets did I end up using? Oh, okay. Did I pair them with the... Okay, so I think that's... What did I do? Did I keep the country kitchen and then, like, bottoms, and then use the for rent tops? Or did I end up putting horse ranch in there? I'm almost thinking I changed them to the horse ranch counters. Like the bottom part. I think that's what I did, but I could be wrong. We'll see. We'll both be surprised. I'm super curious to know what I did now. Well, at least we know that I used the for rent cabinets, right? I was struggling here because like I didn't know if I wanted the fridge and the oven like flip-flopped, but I think I changed it back. No? Did I keep it like that? I think I kept it like that, yeah. And then I actually ended up upscaling the cabinet or the shelving just so it would fit. Like here I am doing the weird thing with the windows. It just looked funky. I don't know. I mean, I would have put it down more and found a window that fit better, but I did not like the way it looked. The door to the bathroom, that little 6 square room over there is the bathroom, by the way. I don't have too much of that footage in there. Nothing fancy. I did use the tile from For Rent. I think that tile is so adorable. And that wall, I did not end up sticking with that tile either. I did not. I don't know what tile. I think I used like a... I don't know what I used. It's blue and it has like one little bit of tile along the bottom. It's cute. I think it looks cute. It might not even be blue. I think I started with blue when I first changed it, and I might have changed it to a white with like a blue tile at the bottom. But like the tile you can barely even see at the bottom because it's so thin. I'm trying to think of what the word is. It might be some sort of like plastery looking concrete. I don't know. But yeah, I struggled in here with the window. I ended up with this thing with these blinds from that pet kit. I don't even know what it's called. My First Pets, I think that's what it's called. Yeah. You know, I struggled a lot with the curtains in here because I find myself using the Modern Luxe curtains with the Island Living curtains. I think they're Island Living. I could be wrong, so if I'm wrong, excuse me, please. And actually what I do is I use tulle when I do the combination of them, and turn them upside down so that you can't see the wood piece at the top. That's what I do. It's in a lot of my builds, just because I feel like some of the curtains are super lacking, and then the ones that you use with like that are preset to a certain like length, I don't know, I don't think that they look great in most of the time, unless it's like perfect fit to the window. And there's not very many that are perfect for the window, for a 1 square window in a short roof or a short wall height, that are in a style that I like. And even these, I think the reason I use Modern Luxe curtains with the other curtains a lot of the time is because even these short curtains are too long for me. Like, they're just too long for me. Oh wait, let's see. Oh, is it Desert Luxe? It's Desert Luxe. I said Island Living. Sorry, guys. It's the Desert Luxe curtains. I could be seeing that wrong, but I am pretty sure. Sorry if my voice got louder. I just got super close to the microphone. But yeah, here I did that, and then I turned them. But I just think that it needs that because it needs to be turned around because, or the curtains need to be up there because there's too much wall height between the placement of the window and where the curtain rod is. I just think it looks weird, so I always have to put the other curtain in there. But then the piece of wood in there looks funky, so I always have to turn it around. It looks cute, I think, so I do that a lot. I also don't like the end pieces of those rods. I don't know, I don't feel them. I had a hard time in here. It's a teeny little space. And I think because I didn't have the color right in the kitchen at this point, I was struggling with the color scheme in the living room. I kind of really wanted to use a bigger couch, but I didn't. I thought it just looked too big for the area. And then some of the couches that I really wanted to use were too not country. I don't know how else to explain it. Anyway, guys, I think we're coming to the end of this video. Stay tuned for screenshots, but I want to thank Sunflowers XC over on Twitter for requesting this build, and for Allie Rose 2020 for sharing this request with me. I hope you enjoy it. You can find this build on the gallery. My gallery ID is Bubblini911. Again, there is a furnished version and an unfurnished version for you. And I hope you come back for my next video. It's going to be a winter solstice collaboration video. So I was in a winter solstice collaboration with a bunch of other people, and when I release that video, I will have all of the other collaborators' information listed in my video so you can check them out. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you guys enjoy the screenshots, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, guys!